plays games with Steve.
Back at it again with FireRed. I spent $1 million on Great Balls. Oh yeah, that's right. I went up here.
Blancy.
I did win against Blancy.
You left.
Did we get all the way to the top?
We got to the. I think we got to the point
where we can't progress, right? And then that's right. And then off camera, we did a trade so that my Alakazam would evolve, or Kadabra would evolve into Alakazam. I mean,
it became my Alakazam for a short while.
So we are here. But
dusted off the SPs for that one.
That's right. We used my old link cable. It was quite the throwback. I can't remember the last time
the last time we did it is we were both living in adjacent houses, and then like you threw over the link cable,
right?
You know, and then the Pokemon all walked across, and they all did their little sound bites too, and they're like Hitmonlee, like, got you, and they walked over like a tightrope,
right?
Because that's how you used to trade Pokemon back in the day. Like, look it up. It's in the commercial. That's exactly
it's
how
in the
it was
history
done.
books. That's what Abe Lincoln used back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so...
And by the way, Game Boys back then were just cups attached to the link cable.
That's right. They were just bricks with little pieces of wood taped to them.
What was your first Game Boy? Was it the original brick?
It was the brick, the game brick. It was... I didn't have the original Game Boy. I used to borrow my cousin's. I had a Game Boy Color. A teal Game Boy Color was my first Game Boy.
I think my brother got the original brick off of someone who just like gave it away, because you just gave away systems back then.
Right.
But then when Pokemon was really hitting it big, Christmas of '98, we both got Game Boy Pockets.
And that's just the small one?
Yeah, the smaller version. Yeah, '98 was when they put out the Pockets, and I got red, my brother got blue. He had a clear plastic Game Boy Pocket, and I had the black one.
Okay.
I was so jazzed to finally play Pokemon. Then a few months later, for some reason, because back then, because you had to put, AA batteries in Game Boys, my Game Boy had more juice in its batteries than my brother's. So my brother borrowed my Game Boy Pocket for some reason to play while he was on the toilet.
Yeah.
I don't know the order of events. I don't think it was that gross, but at some point he accidentally knocked my Game Boy into the toilet.
And was it just dead?
Yeah.
And
I was upset. But just my luck, because then only a few months later, the Game Boy Color came out. So I got a clear purple plastic Game Boy Color.
Nice.
So,
yeah, I'm glad it worked out for you. Yeah, Game Boy Color was mine first, and then I got a Game Boy Advance SP.
And is it that silver one?
It's that silver one. I still have it. Yeah, the one I used for the trade. I missed out on the first Game Boy Advance. I was so jealous, but then I had the SP, and everyone was jealous of me. Something I think we should touch on. Steve has pointed out, because he listens back to the recordings, apparently we have talked about the same things.
Oh, you don't even want to play it up? I was gonna slide.
No. We're just gonna go. So apparently we talk about Conan O'Brien, and what was the other thing that we talk about? Apparently,
how much I like Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and how much I think peak Pokemon was that game in black and white back to back.
Got it. So I think as a tradition now, we have to mention. So by the way, Steve, have you been watching Conan?
Well, there's no Conan to watch.
The podcast.
I don't watch it. I listen to it. Can you watch it? Or
there are clips and stuff. But
because SungWon really talked up his podcast, and I've heard it before, but very little. So I've since gone and I've listened to the Harrison Ford episode that was recent, and that was a lot of fun. And then there was a Patton Oswalt one from years ago that was around the last episode I listened to. So I'm listening through that, and I don't know, because I'm burnt out in a lot of aspects, and I think that includes listening to music. So I think I'm ready to kind of explore some podcasts again.
Sure.
And not just ones.
And what are your thoughts on Heart Gold and Soul Silver versus the new games?
Oh, that's like peak Pokemon. I don't
All
know.
right,
If
we gotta stop. Yeah. I'm gonna make myself go crazy. Well, it's an interesting thing, like, right? Because sometimes people complain, like, oh, they talk about this all the time, or oh, they're telling this story again. And the thing is, humans just do that.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of times you'll hear the same story from someone. I mean, usually I'll tell them, like, oh yeah, you told me or whatever. But
I always like try to say it in a. I don't want to say it in a rude way. It's like you told me the story before, but I was hanging out with friends recently, and they were telling the story. I'm like, oh yeah, I've heard this one.
yeah,
That's how I like to respond.
Yeah, I'll my thing will be like, oh yeah, you told me, yeah. Like, I don't mind them saying it again, but just a helpful little reminder.
Yeah.
Just there's only so many experiences in your life that these things will.
Conan O'Brien and Heart Gold and Soul Silver were huge parts of my life.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they were.
I mean, very, very influential, I would say.
Right. But anyway, we are playing FireRed again. I was debating playing some new games, but Steve pointed out, and I did not know this because, again, we record these way in advance, that this will come out around the end of the year for you guys?
We're in the last few days.
I believe it is almost the end of the year, and so he brought up the point, it's pretty cozy to just kind of, play some Pokemon, finish out the year. And I was down because I was honestly debating, because I enjoyed playing this and just chilling so much that I wasn't opposed to it. And so I made the call. It's a late night session also.
Yeah. Our first session in like a little bit. We've had some time.
Yeah, that's right. It's been a hot sec. Fucking Pikachu.
I want to talk about the Game Boys a little bit more.
Okay, please do.
You skipped on the GBA. I had the Indigo one because, like I said, I was jazzed for there to be purple consoles. And then you got the SP. I got the SP as well. I think I got that for like Easter.
Is that one over there your original?
No.
Did you buy that later?
I think at some point in a garage sale, I sold my original GBA. Shouldn't have done it.
Sure.
But I think by then I have the SP. It's superior. I'm trying to remember what I did with that SP. Like, if that's not in storage somewhere, maybe I sold that too because I also had the DS.
Okay, yeah.
At that point.
Right.
And I don't have and I also had a silver one too because I think the colors back then it was black, silver, metallic blue, and metallic red, I think. Yeah, and I got the silver one. And then I got the DS, the original DS.
Yeah.
But then the top screen of that broke. And then I got a DS Lite.
Yeah.
The blue one, the blue with the black.
Okay.
Did you have a Lite?
Oh man, I'm trying to remember if I actually had one as a kid or not. Because I bought the big chunky old DS way later than everybody else did. And I was very excited about it. I feel like I must have had a DS Lite, but it's hard to remember for me. And then my 3DS was a blue one, and then that one, I had it for a long time, and then it broke, and then I have the silver one with Mario and Luigi on it currently. Which funnily enough, the other day I pulled out because on a stream, the conversation came up of, oh, what were like your most played games? And I loved that fucking Pikachu. I love fucking Pikachu so much. Don't isolate that clip on its own. I wanted to. I love that the 3DS tracks all your playtimes. I wish all consoles did that, honestly.
Yeah, the 3DS does do that. Yeah, sorry.
Yep. And I did you see my tweet?
Yeah, I did.
Posting that. Yeah, I played a lot of Pokemon games.
You made me feel better because I feel like I'm like, wow, I have not played that many handhelds, and like even like the original Game Boy. A lot of the games I played were just ones
These guys are kind of high level.
A friend lent to me. Yeah, maybe you should be heading to SungWon instead.
No. Let me do it for you.
Kermit, saying it like I'm angry.
Let's do you.
No, because I got the DS Lite while I was working at GameStop, and someone traded in that SP that I used there, and I remember it's like a metallic, like light teal color.
Oh yeah, I was saying when I saw his, I love the light on it. Like I didn't know they made a nice SP that has like a backlight.
I didn't know about this either, but apparently it's like, because I asked him like, wow, why is the screen so bright? It's like, and I think someone told me, oh, that's an SP2. It's an updated version, because the original GBA SPs just had a front light.
Yeah.
So, and it's pretty dim, and then the backlight is super bright. I'd say on par with what the DS has.
Yeah.
But I had that, I'm like, this is like a pretty sweet deal. Thank God now. Jesus, I feel like getting anything like that is so much more difficult, but I acquired that, and then I had the DS Lite for a long time, and then I got a 3DS when Animal Crossing came out. I wasn't really that enthused about the 3DS, and I had the XL, the blue and black one.
Oh yeah, I had an XL. Yeah, I did the same thing. I think I feel like I always got consoles later just because I would always wait till they got cheaper and or a better version came out, and so I never had, I don't think, the original 3DS. Yeah,
there's only so many consoles I think in recent years I've gotten on launch. But the problem with that 3DS was hardwood floor, and I was reaching for it. I had it charging like at across my floor in my bed, and I go to reach it, accidentally drop it. I'd say no more than 3 inches off the ground.
Yeah,
crack that top screen.
It's rough.
But I was lucky because then shortly after, the new 3DS XL came out.
Okay, this is driving me crazy. 28 or 23? I can't read that.
You gotta select. I think it's a 3. Oh, it's a 28.
God, okay, I cannot read.
Yeah.
But these are 23?
That's 23.
Christ almighty. Okay, well, anyway.
And then, I just got the black new 3DS XL. And then, after the handhelds, that's it,
Yeah.
I mean, did you had a PSP? I got one like super late. I
got one like maybe like 8 years ago, like way later when they were, I think even someone just gave it to me. They didn't want it, and I barely played it, and then I've never touched it since.
My mom was like just being like genuous, like at Christmas, like, do you want a PSP? And I'm like, sure.
Yeah.
And I got it was the Star Wars bundle, the Battlefront game they made for it. So it's a slim white one with Darth Vader on the back. It's pretty slick looking.
Oh, that's cool.
And still in possession of my brother still has it. Good man too, because I'm like, you still have my PSP? He's like, yeah, I saved it because at one point the battery blew up inside it. It ballooned up, so probably should still work. But I didn't, honestly. That was before that was before like iPhones came out, so that was more of my media device than my video game device. Like I would put like the latest Funimation dub episodes of One Piece that just aired on Toonami, and I'm like, I'll watch this on Monday on my commute, and I put like episodes of Gundam Wing on there.
And how big's that screen?
Smaller than I think definitely smaller than our phones. So
volume, of course, right?
I would say about 3/4 the length, but definitely maybe, I'd say like 3/4, smaller. I'd say. PSPs weren't that big. Vitas seemed cool, but I kind of wasn't interested in those.
What's Venus?
Not Venus. Vitas.
Vitas. Oh yes. This is a double battle.
Oh yeah, double battles were in this.
Switch you on.
Oh, Japan loved the the PlayStation Vita though, because they love their Monster Hunter and their
Yeah.
JRPGs.
I mean, I feel like both of them had like probably a select couple games that were good, but I just never.
The problem, from what I could remember with a lot of PSP games, is they were just lesser versions of better games on PS2 and PS3.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The DS like set the world on like fire back in the day. It was such like that system did really well.
Yeah, it ruled.
And I remember at one point my mom asked me if she should get one, and I was like, I don't think there's that many games that I think you could wrap your head like that, like are the kind of games you would want to play. I think there's a lot of advanced stuff on there.
Yeah.
And then before you knew it, cell phones became huge.
Right.
You know.
Do either of your parents have any experience with any video games?
Like I said, my mom played Sonic on the Genesis basically to demonstrate how it's played.
Sure. Alright, now that's Snorlax.
My dad is probably one of those adults that said like, yeah, I played Pac-Man.
Right.
You know, the arcade, but no, they're not the types.
Yeah, my parents aren't either. They don't play any sort of video game at all. I think one of my aunts liked Pac-Man.
Yeah.
But
our parents are both from that generation, you know, where it's like, yeah, video games were not really a thing.
Right.
You know.
Okay. Cleared out those guys until we get the Poke Flute.
Mm-hmm.
So Celadon, right?
Yep. Head left.
Now, does FireRed have the slot machines, or did they change it to like Voltorb Flip?
I think it's the Voltorb Flip at this point.
I like Voltorb Flip. Are you sure?
We'll find out.
I guess we'll find out. I feel like it might still be slot machines. I know in Gen 4 it's Voltorb Flip, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, because I played the shit out of Voltorb Flip.
Alas.
I mentioned this to you, but right now I just started playing a very addicting game called Luck Be a Landlord, which is a deck building roguelike slot machine game with achievements, and it's, for those listening, if that makes you have a stiffy as hard as mine when I heard that concept, highly recommend it.
That's on the Switch you were playing?
I'm playing it on Steam. It's also on the phone.
Look.
And is
Luck
real.
be a landlord tonight.
I'm a rambling gaming dude. Oh, it's Dave. You ever played the ColecoVision? No.
It's Jimmy.
It's Jimmy. Our friend Dave's got a very cute little old man dog named Jimmy, who we saw today, actually.
Yeah.
We stopped by his place
visit.
after dinner. Yeah, I love little Jimmy. Anyway, goodbye, Jimmy.
Bye, Jimmy. Dun 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 dun.
Wow. Bye, Jimmy.
Butterfree. Butter.
Okay, but joking aside,
don't those look like Nestle Bunch of Crunch?
I didn't get a good look, but kinda, yeah.
Do it again.
Dude, Bunch of Crunch fucking slaps.
Yeah.
I think a Crunch bar is okay. Like, it's fine. But a Bunch of Crunch, ooh, that just hits different, dog. Love that shit. Just like I miss dearly departed Butterfinger BBs.
Oh yeah, God, I forgot those haven't been a thing for a long time.
So good. See you later, homeboy. All right. Oh yeah, I forgot.
better
we
not
have
let it finger on my Butterfinger.
a million Pokeballs.
I'm Meowth.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta name it something Butterfinger, right? Okay, let's see.
Meowth. At night it patrols its territory with its eyes aglow.
But
You know,
BB?
you could, I was thinking like how like the little medallion on its head makes me think of a Ritz cracker.
Yeah, but that's not related to what we were talking about. I'm gonna say
BB finger.
Z you later, homeboy. But I can't fit that. I think it's gotta be this cryptic thing because then we won't remember what this means later. Z you later.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, hopefully we'll at least remember it in the next episode.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. We'll see you tomorrow. We got another Pokemon. Bye.